Om Shanti. Good morning. We have been hearing the word silence so many times. As soon as you hear this word, what comes to your mind? Is silence only absence of sound? Sometimes some of us get scared when there is no sound. A place where it's dark and no sound. Scary. And that is why many people try to avoid going into silence, because that kind of silence is without life. But the silence that Baba has taught us to practice is full of life. In fact, it is part of I, the soul. That is why when I think about silence, the first thing that comes to my mind is calmness of my mind, a state of mind where the bubbles, ripples in the form of thinking, particularly waste thinking, cease to exist. My mind becomes like a calm lake. Silence is not thoughtlessness. Don't think that when you are silent, you are thoughtless. You are thinking, but your thoughts are focused. Silence becomes power when there is concentrated, pure thought. That is why in meditation, we talk to Baba in silence. That means with that kind of focused state of mind. In simple words, silence is just being, not thinking to be. Silence is when the expansion of my thoughts has become essence-full, has merged into essence. To experience silence means to learn to listen. Very often people ask us, what is the difference between prayer and meditation? We tell them to pray means to talk to God, and to meditate means listen to God. But listening to God comes later. In silence, I first of all, begin to listen to myself. So the first step in this journey of silence is to listen. Listening is possible only when you are still. Stillness is connected with the body. When my body sits still, then my mind becomes quiet. Then the listening begins. So we can say silence is to listen to myself in preparation to listen to others and listen to God. So the first step that we are going to experience this morning is to listen. No need to speak. Let your inner wisdom, let your inner voice speak to you. All that you need to do is to sit still, alert, and just allow that quietness within. So when I am able to listen, I perceive the reality. And when I perceive the reality, I come close to myself. When I come close to myself, I become my own friend. So the first step that we are going to experiment this morning is to give some quality time to listen to myself, to realize my innate qualities of peace, of love, of power, of happiness, and just be. Not to allow any external sound to interfere. Once I learn to listen, then I move on to the second step, what we call as reflection. Now, reflection is only possible in an introspective space. When I am totally introspective, my thoughts are focused, my reflection begins. Reflection does not mean you keep repeating certain thoughts again and again. In fact, reflection automatically creates a focused thinking. In that reflective state of mind, when I have gathered my energy together, then I move on to the third step, what we call concentration. See, this is ABC of silence. Reflect, concentrate, and connect. Don't ever try to connect first. After reflection, I need to concentrate, concentration comes automatically due to reflection. When my thoughts are concentrated, automatically that power of concentration connects me to myself and to God. And that is, I am connected to the source. And the proof of that connection is I begin to experience the flow of current. I begin to experience myself being filled with God's personality. We all know that God is not a person, but He has personalities. So when I connect in silence, I am connecting myself with the personality of God. For example, God is truth. God is almighty authority. It is His personality. So when I connect after concentration, I begin to experience that personality filling into myself. The longer I can remain connected, the more power I am able to fill in myself. And as a result of that deep connection in silence, I move on to the next step, what I call it as unite, union. That is why we say that meditation and yoga are not two separate things. Meditation leads to yoga. And what is yoga? Union. So you begin with listening, reflecting, concentrating, connecting, and then you experience union, where I, the soul, I am united, I am becoming one with God. That means link of love is established. And that union, if is maintained over a period of time without any kind of distraction, then the sixth step is absorption. That's what Baba called it in one of the Murlis. Remain lost, absorbed in Baba's love, in Baba's wisdom, in Baba's light. So when I am absorbed, not only I become like Baba, but I am able to have personalities like Baba's. That is why when we describe angels, we say, who are angels? Angels are human in form, but godly in nature. So this is what we saw from Brahma Baba's practical life, particularly in those days in 1969, when he was almost becoming that angel. We could see that Baba was here, and yet he was pulled towards that silent absorption. He was not attracted to anything. In fact, he did not like even any sound. I heard that Baba even took off the wall clock, which was making noise. tick noise, the tick of the clock. Because the deep silence, sweet silence in that stage of absorption does wonders. It is something like a caterpillar, when it creates a cocoon around itself and it gets lost, and allow the nature to do its work. And then all of a sudden, a beautiful creature emerges out from that cocoon. So that is the state of total absorption. That means you allow God to feed you with His non-physical food. You allow God to sustain you with His non-physical relationship. And so I am totally transformed. In a way, you can say it is a kind of metamorphosis. And then, of course, the final stage, as a result of that, is radiating, transmitting those qualities like an angel. What does an angel do? Angels actually reveal God through their practical life. So once I have experienced that stage of total absorption, I begin to radiate that light, the might, the wisdom, the peace out through my whole being. So my identity is totally lost. So what we are going to do today is we are going to do something little different, not like sitting in one place, just following certain thoughts. We are going to begin our journey in a few minutes. Before that, I would like to give you just a few instructions so that we can cooperate together to make this journey possible. We will begin with the first stage, to listen. So when you hear this word, listen, just become very still but alert. Sit straight. Don't write anything. Put down your pencil and papers, everything aside. Make yourself totally free. Sit straight, alert, and still, very still. Feeling you are alone in this room. And try to follow the thoughts that you are going to listen and absorb it. Become embodiment of those thoughts. So after the thoughts, there will be a pause for 3 minutes for you to absorb what you have heard. Then the second stage, reflect. I would like you to just stand up where you are, straight, and look straight into Brahma Baba's eyes in front. And reflect deep within to create that introspective space. And again, after that reflective stage, there will be a pause for 3 minutes. Stay standing as you are, enjoying that reflective space. Then the third stage will be concentration. While keeping standing, now you concentrate your thoughts on the point of light on the top of Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba's light. Just focused, you as a point of light, 2 points of light, light upon light, in silence. And then, as we move to the 4th step, when I say connect, as you are standing, just face the person next to you and connect your light with the light of another soul, and 2 lights connect together with the supreme light. And after that 3 minutes pause, we move on to the 5th stage, unite. I would like you to just hold hands together as you are in the line and stand straight, because union with one creates unity with all. And so let us feel union and unity. And when we move on to the 6th stage, absorption, just take a seat. Totally still and be seated. After the stage of absorption, the final stage will be radiate. So let us all together radiate the power of silence from the top of the mountain into the whole world, so that people, souls in the world who are calling to Baba at that moment will receive what they want. So in that way, we will be together creating not only silence for ourselves, but also serving the elements of matter. So this is why it is very important to make up my mind what I want to do before I begin my exercise. So I would very much appreciate, once we have started this journey, no one should move around in the hall. No one should get up, move here and there, so that we cooperate in creating that collective consciousness, the power within silence. Power of silence is made up of 3 instruments. And Baba has given all of us these 3. Pure thoughts, pure feelings, and language of the eyes. With pure thoughts, we can transform the thoughts of others. With the pure feelings, we can transform the negative feelings of others. With the language of the eyes, we can transform, take the souls beyond with a glance. So this is an opportunity for us, really, collectively, use these 3 instruments and speak the unspoken language so that these sounds of silence that we are going to experience for another 45 minutes or so should echo not only in the Harmony Hall, but these sounds of silence should echo in the whole of Mount Abu, in the whole of Rajasthan, in the whole of India, and out into the world. Because Baba's children's thought are more powerful than atom. So sitting in silence is actually exploding 2 bombs. Atma bomb and Paramatma bomb. So you can imagine when one physical bomb explodes, how much energy is created. But that is destructive. But the bomb that we are going to explode through this energy of silence is going to bring souls together, take souls into peace, bring hopes in the lives of people, bring the golden dawn closer. So let us prepare ourselves. Once again, I repeat, when you hear the word listen, stay where you are. When you hear the second step, reflect, just stand straight. Look into Baba's eyes. When you hear the word concentrate, Shiv Baba point of light. When you hear the word connect, just face the person next to you, connect with the light. When you hear the word unite, you hold the hands together and yet union with one. Absorb, remain seated, radiate, reflect, light together. So we can create volcanic feeling, volcanic atmosphere when so many lights are lit together with one light. So let us begin our journey. Take a long breath. As you breathe in relaxation, and breathe out any kind of heaviness, any kind of tension, and feel as if there is a wave of peace washing over you. And all time, be alert, be attentive, and enjoy this journey of silence, sounds of silence. Become very still.
Seven steps of silence. The first step, listen. Silence is the ability to listen to myself, to listen to others, and to God. As I sit here in this atmosphere of silence, I allow myself to become still. In this stillness of silence, I connect myself with my eternal self. As I connect with my eternal self, I begin to listen to myself In this true listening, I begin to perceive the reality. I realize the qualities of love and peace, which is all part of me. In this awareness of my eternal self, I am totally inside, experiencing undisturbed tranquility. Undisturbed tranquility. As if in a timeless Om, in this point of stillness, the process of renewal begins. A new pattern of pure energy is woven. This silent listening guides me into the right position, opening the channel of receptivity. Receptivity aligns. A receptivity very necessary if we are truly to know and experience God. When I learn to listen to myself in this way, I also begin to enjoy listening to others. And that brings us closer to listen means to be open. I begin to open up myself in this silence so that I can listen to God. I can feel God's love. God's love heals and frees. This connection, relationship makes me authentic. I'm totally mesmerized, experiencing the silent, sweet silence in the presence of God. I allow myself to be in this presence and absorb the silence. The second step of silence is to reflect. When I am introvert, allowing myself to withdraw from everything external, I create a space within myself. In this introspective space, I begin to reflect. I begin to reflect and recollect what has been forgotten for a long, long time. Slowly and gently, the original blueprint of love, truth and peace emerge, and I am experiencing them as personal and eternal qualities. My reflection allows me to emerge the latent, innate qualities from within. And I see myself, these qualities begin to enter the life. The quality of something purer and truer in ourselves emerge. In this reflection, I am totally inside, totally focused on my original self and my original qualities that allows me to connect with my original Father, the source of love, peace and wisdom. I stay in this reflection, allowing my thoughts to be spiritually empowered. The third stage of silence is concentration. Concentration is when I am completely absorbed in one thought. Where there is love, concentration is natural and steady. Like a still candle flame radiating its aura of light. The thought in which I am absorbed becomes my world. In this silent link of love, I am awakened. I am awakened not as part of an intellectual process, but as a state of being. In this wakefulness, I am fully conscious of truth. This wakefulness enables me to respond and receive what I would not naturally notice. Within this silence, my subtle, invisible rays of concentrated thoughts meet God, the shining, sparkling point of light. I experience myself being close to the Supreme, and this closeness I am experiencing with myself and the Supreme inspires me to become better self. I am totally absorbed in the rays of light and might. I am receiving from the Supreme. I am so absorbed, as if there is no difference between I, the soul, and God, the Supreme Soul. I am lost in the love of God. I am merged in the ocean of light. The fourth step of silence is to connect. In this connection with God, the soul becomes full. And I feel I am complete. I am full. I am complete. I have found what I was looking for. I feel as if the soul is awakened from its sleep of ignorance, and I am born new again. I am awakened. I return to my reality, my eternity is my reality. In this connection with God, I am able to draw all qualities from God unto myself. I become the Master Almighty. I become the Master Ocean of love and peace. In this connection, I am totally empowered, recharged, rejuvenated. The fifth step of silence is to unite. In silence, I begin to realize that this silence is not only to return to the root. This silence is even more. It is return to the seed. It is return to the beginning. It is return to God. I return to myself. I return to the right relationships. This is unity, oneness. The selfless love I am experiencing in this silent union brings me the awareness of God. I enjoy this experience of God's love, which is unlimited, unconditional, and altruistic. This is what allows me to return to the root, return to the seed. I stay united with the Supreme, and this union will definitely bring harmony in our relationship, in our world today. The sixth step of silence is to absorb, to remain absorbed. I step away from the consciousness of this body and I become totally a bodiless soul. In this awareness of being a bodiless soul, I can easily move upwards, weightless beyond this world of cosmos. I step into the world of golden red light. In this dimension of golden red light, I see many points of light like myself. I am pulled by one particular light, the light of God. I go closer and closer. I touch the light of God. And I experience God's qualities of love, of light, of peace showering on me. God's power brings back the original awareness, and this inspires me to return to my original pure state. I, the being of light, I am totally absorbed in the point of light, the Supreme Soul. No other thoughts, no responsibilities, just the being of light, light upon light in silence. The seventh step of silence is to radiate. In this experience of being totally absorbed and in union with the Supreme, I, the soul, feel myself like a lighthouse, like a might house, radiating thoughts of light, rays of light all around. thought after thought, rays after rays, emerging from within and reaching out into the whole world. I become an instrument to transmit these qualities into the world. These rays of light and might touches each and every soul. They are awakened. And as they are awakened, their gaze is towards the Supreme Light. I, the point of light, I see myself on the top of the globe with Shiv Baba, together spreading, transmitting these rays of light and might. I am light. I absorb light from the ever-lit light, and I radiate this light out into the world. I am light. I absorb light from the ever-lit light. I radiate this light out into the world.
शिव पिता को अब याद करो, मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है। अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में तुमको आना है। शिव पिता को अब याद करो। संगम का स्वर्णिम युग है, शिव पिता फिर से आया है। ब्रह्मामुख से शिव बाबा ने वही गीता ज्ञान सुनाया है। कलयुग का अंत अब आया है, विकराल विनाश खड़ा आगे। अंत समय अब
भक्ति सेना की रणभेरी अब फिर बजती है।
शिव बाबा के ज्ञान से फिर माया को मार भगाना है।
शिव पिता को अब याद करो, सतयुग में तुमको आना है। शिव पिता को अब याद करो, मुक्ति धाम तुम्हें जाना है। अपने सुकर्मों के बल पर ही सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है।
धाम में तुम्हें
सतयुग में अब तुम्हें आना है।
धाम में तुम्हें जाना है।
ओम शांति। सफेद लाइट डालेंगे। Just ask yourself, where were you for the past an hour or so? Did you go to the subtle region, or you brought the subtle region here? Did you go to the soul world, or you brought the soul world here? When we have collective consciousness like this, where there is the power of silence, there is the presence of God. Someone asked me one day, what is the easiest definition to understand the power of silence? Something that came to my mind was, it is a hotline to get in touch with God. Just like prime ministers and president of a country have red phone, they can contact, even the authority of the country in a fractions of a second. So we are the direct creation of God. So we have access to the hotline, but I must make use of it. I can only make use of that hotline only when I have a particular treasure. It's expensive. So what is the treasure I need to have the hotline? Purity. When I have the prosperity of purity, I can have access to the hotline, to talk to God, to listen to God anytime. So power of silence is actually power of purity. If there is anything lacking in purity, there is a leakage. So we can't get Baba online. And I just wanted to share with you 3 things to protect that purity, to accumulate the treasure of purity, and to have access to this hotline at any time. We definitely need to do something individually. Even in bhakti, when people want to be close to God, you know what do? They do fasting. When we ask some devotees, why do you go on a fast particular day? They say that is the method to please God, to come close to God. So we used to wonder, how can someone come close to God when they are hungry, they don't eat food, and they are chanting the name of God? It's not that, but their bhavna, that just that they are able to have free time when they don't cook food, they don't have to buy food, they don't have to cook, wash, eat, all this time is saved. And so they can spend all the time being in chanting or worshipping whatever they are doing in devotion. So that was the aim they had in their mind for fasting, abstaining from certain type of food. So if I want to protect my purity, we also have to go on 3 types of fasting. One fast for the mind, one fasting for the intellect, and one fasting for the heart. So if I'm able to do that, I protect my prosperity of purity, so I can have link instant. So what it means to go on a fast of mind? Actually, the fast of mind is to be fasting from waste thoughts. Just like devotees say, today I'm not going to eat rice, cooked food. I only take fruits. So they fast from cooked food. So what kind of fast we need to go on to increase the level of purity is fast from waste thought. One time I was telling someone, consider even waste thought as non-vegetarian food. We tell other people very nicely, oh, we are vegetarian. But mentally, having negative thoughts, waste thoughts, impure thoughts, is that not non-vegetarian food? So what happens? Naturally, the mind gets heavy, confused, cannot lift itself towards Baba. So maybe you can start your fasting today. Not fast from food, fast from waste thoughts, because thoughts are the food for the intellect, for the mind. And what kind of fasting? What is it that I need to fast for the intellect? Fast from ego. Because it's ego of the intellect that retards our progress. That is why they say that in Christianity, you cross the word I, you can be face to face with God. That is why they have cross. Cross the word I, you can be face to face with God. That means fast from ego. So automatically humility will come in. And what is the greatest fast for the heart? Fast from resentment, bitter feelings, revenges. If I can fast from that, that means instead of having revenges, bitterness, feelings of that kind, forgiveness comes in. So when my heart is filled with forgiveness, my intellect is filled with humility, my mind is filled with positive thoughts, you can see the magic. And together with that fasting, we also need to do a little bit of stretch exercise so that our heart, which is shrunk, can get softer and open up. Our heart gets a little bit enlarged. I just mentioned 2 stretch exercise. One of the exercise is actually we often, get disappointment. We often get disillusionment from people, from situations that shrinks our heart. So the stretch exercise is to let it go. Stretch, tell yourself, let it go, let go, let go. Stretch yourself, because the moment I practice this stretch exercise, I will not have any disappointment, any kind of disheartening feeling. And second thing, one of the greatest obstacles that we all face is criticism. False allegations, criticism, defamation. So the stretch exercise for that is to keep on asking myself, who am I? So become aware of your specialities. Stretch your intellect and your heart and keep on enlarging your heart so that that criticism will be transformed into appreciation. Because you begin to see yourself as Baba would see me. So I think this kind of exercise and this kind of fasting, practicing that kind of pauses several times during the day, it helps me to accumulate that energy. We cannot experience silence all of a sudden. It is just like putting a brake on a car with 150 miles speed. What's going to happen? Not only you damage your body, your car, but you also damage other people's car and their bodies too. So what is important for me to teach myself is to slow down. Slow down. Slow down. So if you know how to slow down, you can stop easily. If you don't know to slow down also, there is another method. Make a turn. Sometimes our car doesn't slow down. So then, in order to avoid accident during the day, make a turn. So I need to teach myself. Dadi Janki has been telling us every class, she reminds us, don't think too much. Because thinking too much is not going to help me to get anything done. So my thoughts should be only that much as what I have to do. That is silence. Silence is not like no thinking at all. See, look at dadis, no? They think the right thing at the right time, say the right thing at the right time, and then the rest of the time they are detached. So I just would like to share with you this formula. Maybe it will help some of us. So let me, from today, think slowly, walk slowly, talk slowly. Because those who think fast, they walk fast also. And they fall down, they break their legs and hands, because they don't see other people, they don't see anything on the way. So think slowly, walk slowly, eat slowly. Because sometimes we eat so fast that we don't even chew our food. If you are remembering Baba and eating, you will eat it with the right speed. I don't mean slow, so slow that you take hours. So just when my thoughts reflect action, actions reflect my thoughts. So my formula is to accumulate the power of silence. Think less. What they say, mind your own business. That is a simple way of understanding. Baba says, don't look at others. See yourself. So think less think slowly, think positive, think only that you want to speak, and speak only that you want to do. So then you will see your energy is being saved. And then the interesting thing that happens as a result of that is you feel your thoughts are being accomplished. It is time now for that, to feel my thoughts materializing. Baba has given blessings for our thoughts, but we must use these blessings in a practical way. So while we are in Madhuban, let us practice, whether we are able to stop our thoughts when we want to start our thoughts when we want to start. So then we know to what extent we are soul conscious. Because even if you are soul conscious on a gross level, you experience peace. See, the other day, Mohini Ben, when she was revising the Murli, she drew our attention towards one point. She said, Baba spoke peace on two levels. One as virtue and the other as power. So, if I want to experience peace as virtue in my interaction with others, for that I need to be soul conscious. But when I want to experience silence as power, peace becomes silence when my state of mind becomes more subtle from gross. So power of silence is the power of pure thoughts. Power of peace is the power of positive thoughts. And the other stage is dead silence. When do you experience dead silence? When you die. Are we dead? Are there only dead bodies here? Yes. That is why we have dead silence. Dead silence. Die alive. What it means to die alive? No body and nobody. No body and nobody, no relationship, no objects, nothing pulls on the intellect. When I die, the world is dead. Dead silence, bodiless stage. I tell you, 1 minute of bodiless stage is equal to 1 hour of sleep. How much energy you restore when you sleep, that much energy you restore with 1 minute of bodiless stage. So bodiless stage is dead silence. But what kind of silence Baba wants us to experience now is sweet silence. The silence of the soul world, silence of liberation. So for that, my thoughts have to be elevated. Elevated thoughts gives me experience of sweet silence. Powerful thoughts gives me the experience of dead silence. Pure thoughts gives me the experience of silence. Positive thoughts gives me the experience of peace. So that is why it is important to take care of my intellect, to discern the thoughts that is coming on my mind, so that I don't swallow each and every thought. And in order to take care of my intellect, I have to make sure I have attention on myself. So Baba said in the last Murli, he conducted a beautiful drill, which we will practice to finish it off today. Baba said, if you want to really bring peace out into the world, what you have to do, you go to the top place. And the top place is the soul world. So fly to the soul world in a second and sit with Baba as a point of light at the apex of the soul world, and then spread the rays. So let us experiment just for 2 minutes, and then we finish off with few minutes of meditation before you go for lunch. So just please remain seated. We are going to finish it right now so that we can, in the gathering, we are able to share that peace, not only for ourselves, for everyone. So are you ready? As Baba said, in 1 second, not in 1 minute. Second only takes I am. That's all 1 second. So in a second, become a point, fly to the soul world, and sit with Baba, the supreme light, the supreme point, and together spread beautiful rays of peace into the whole world.